I don't have the Rona. I've been tear gassed. I was tear gassed in my own city. I'm from New Orleans. Last night, we took over the Greater New Orleans Crescent City Connection with 10,000 strong. We walked for hours, and we approached the police who the night before on the other elevator. This is Justice, by the way. I take him everywhere with me. But we got there, and then they fired upon us. And make no mistake, even though I am full-blown colonizer, Irish, Italian, straight up Western European, even though I am that, I won't be Ray Charles to the bullshit. But before I was in New Orleans, I was in Atlanta. Before I was in Atlanta, I was in Minneapolis.
Yes.
My students would call me Miss G because I'm a history teacher.
Yes, ma'am.
At the end of this day, you're right.
I appreciate you, sister. You've been down since the fucking beginning. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
And like y'all say, we were together, right?
Thank you, sister. Thank you. You
No
teach
worries.
our kids everything they need to know. You teach everybody what they need to know, and I appreciate you.
All love, sister. You ain't gotta thank me. This is what I'm here to say, because I'm gonna tell y'all the same thing that I said to the people in Minneapolis. And let me explain to you, during the daytime, Justice still has the paint on his butt, because he was going around as we were painting over and trying to rebuild the community. During the day, it was beautiful. It was diverse. It was people of all races, religions, sexual orientations, socioeconomic backgrounds, and professions. Everybody showed up that day. All out throughout the day. The policemen, everybody. So that was Saturday. I got there Saturday morning. Saturday night, never mind the flash bangs, me taking a hit on the rubber bullets, the tear gas, and all that stuff on peaceful protesters, right? Civil disobedience, and never mind the fact that the man that stood on those steps literally said that there are four steps. Don't take the chips, dog. Come on. There are 4 steps to nonviolent civil disobedience. Step 1, collection of facts to determine whether or not an injustice exists. Step 2, negotiation. Step 3, self-purification. And step 4, direct action. The purpose of which is to create a tension that is so profound and so monumental that they have no other choice but to sit there and grapple with it. It's a reminder that the power of the people is more powerful than the people in power. But at the end of the day, on Sunday, they have, I feel you, brother, look, don't get me excited, because then I'm gonna come down there for real with you. So, on Sunday, you have black brothers up there. Oh, thank you. They have black brothers out there speaking on a microphone on the ground in the parking lot of Target, right? Next thing you know, I see, this is just real. This is no other way to say this. Some white boys roll up. They got wood and stuff, and I'm a little bit suspect myself because it happened kind of fast. Next thing you know, they get out of the car and then they start building. What are they building? They're building a stage. And then when they're done, they won't let nobody else help them, because they say, you know what? My black and brown brothers, y'all done enough work. It is an honor and a privilege to build a platform and a stage for black and brown people. And I stood there and I wasn't going to speak, but somebody had recognized it. It was like, please go. And I said, I'm a history teacher, right? I left teaching after 10 years because I refused to put another child in a 6-foot cellar, 6 feet of dirt. I won't do it. I don't give a damn what I look like. I don't care what I sound like. I know what my heart feels. I know what color my blood bleeds. And it's the same as my black brothers and sisters, my black and brown brothers and sisters, and yellow brothers and sisters. It doesn't matter. But this is what I told them, and it's a reminder of what this country was founded upon. So even superseding the Constitution, and please hear me out, because you recognize it, but I have 2 points to make when I say this. You'll recognize it. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain inalienable rights, and that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men, deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed. That whenever any form of government becomes destructive of these ends, it is the right of the people to alter or abolish it and to institute new government. patience in organizing its principles into such form as to them shall seem most likely to affect their safety and their happiness. But when a long train of abuses and usurpations pursuing invariably the same object evinces a design to reduce them under absolute despotism, it is their right, it is their duty to throw off such governments and to provide new guards for their future security. These people in order to form further union, I can do the Constitution too, people can do that. But the Declaration came first. And let me make my 2 points. The first of which is, in everything that I just said, there is only really one thing that is mentioned twice. And it is the authority of the people to be above those who are in power. It is the authority of the people to overthrow any such government that disrupts or attempts in any way, such form or fashion to return to despotism, right? And 21.2. Now, you know who wrote the Declaration? Thomas Jefferson. Beautiful. Pop quiz, look.
She gonna put us on the spot.
But I'll do this. I don't blame you. You want to know why? I've been teaching for half of this. But in 2001, when our government passes No Child Left Behind and implements state standardized testing, social studies gets wiped off of the curriculum. So that means for the last 20 years, 3 million students graduate and are civically, economically, internationally, culturally, geographically, and civically illiterate. And you wonder why it's the language, the voice of the unheard. Because how else are we supposed to speak? But I'll say this and I'll go back to my point. Thomas Jefferson wrote that, but he was enlightened by Enlightenment thinkers, right? Like John Locke. But John Locke's version of it said life, liberty, and property. Now make no mistake that our founders were very much slave owners, you understand? Make no mistake, but principles are founded in fact. And whether or not it applied back then does not matter, because this is a game of chess and not checkers. You use their strategy against them.
Amen.
Woo! So at the end of the day, if he says in the Declaration does not say life, liberty, and property. Because what's considered property at this time? Slaves. They say have it around slavery in some form. Pick it up with convict leasing and another, you know. At the end, what it did was it opened the door for principles. It opened the door for my white brothers and sisters to not be allies anymore. You can't afford to just be an ally anymore. You must be an accomplice in justice.